What's up, everyone? Welcome into episode 38 of Around the Felt, our Week 14 recap. And it's one I am very excited for. As you can see, my voice is a little shot right now because I was at the game last night cheering on Tommy Cutlets and the Giants in that phenomenal game-winning field goal by Randy Bullock, built like a linebacker, phenomenal kicker.
Yeah, he even wears a linebacker number 46.
Interesting number for a kicker, to be sure. But I'm happy because I cashed the big bet of the week yet again, 8-5, and now Reagan's going to sing you guys a Christmas song, and we have a music video coming for you within the next week or so. Are you excited for that, Reagan?
I am. I have the voice of an angel, so I've been told.
You do have the voice of an angel, my friend.
Yeah, something like that.
You definitely do.
I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, it should be good. It should be good. As you can see,
all I want for Christmas.
Oh,
yeah, see,
geez, man.
That's good. It sounds so good in my head.
We're gonna craft it up. It's gonna be a Mariah Carey.
Just give me some auto.
It's gonna be a Mariah Carey. All I want for Christmas cover. We'll give you guys that.
Just throw some auto tune on it or something. I'm sure.
We might have to auto tune it a little bit. If you're watching on YouTube, you can see right now I'm wearing the white Around the Felt hoodie. Reagan's rocking the red. These are my two personal favorites. We got black and blue as well. Those are dropping on Friday. The second merch drop. We're really excited, and it's the perfect holiday gift, along with a bottle of Worst Manhattans. But I digress. Reagan.
Hey, everybody.
Hey,
everybody. Hey, everybody.
Hey,
How
everybody.
we doing? Also, we're gonna do a giveaway again, so you guys will have a chance to potentially win the sweatshirts, just like you did for the t-shirts and hats.
Hell yeah, baby.
So,
hell yeah. A lot of good content on Instagram. Yes, sir. A lot of good content coming for you guys. Let's get into the news, man. And the biggest one, a truly heartbreaker for my fantasy team. My Super Bowl chances are totally toast.
Sorry,
Justin
viewers.
Herbert out for the season with a fractured finger. I have him in a Superflex league, so it's the Will Levis and Russell Wilson show for me.
Oof.
Reagan, obviously, this is a lost season for the Chargers anyways, so it doesn't really affect them this year, but I could see the rails coming off and Brandon Staley getting... they are off the track right now, but even farther off track, and it seems like this might be the last few games that Brandon Staley coaches for the Chargers.
I think if Herbert wasn't injured, they may have fired him mid-season, but at this point, like, what's the point of bringing in an intern head coach? I think they're just going to let him play out the season, and he's bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Yeah, Brandon Staley's definitely gone because a defensive-minded head coach with all the talent on defense
Once they start
can't seem
winning
to put
games
together
now,
a competent unit.
They're going to start winning games now. The receivers are going to start catching, like, everything. It's all going to come together.
They went 4 in a row, and it's like, do you keep Staley without Herbert? I don't know.
Is Herbert out? It's like the Daniel Jones-Tommy Cutlet debate. Like, who's the quarterback? Easton Stick or Justin Herbert?
Yeah,
I don't know.
I highly doubt that it comes to that, but we shall see.
I don't know. We were talking the way you were talking about Cutlets weeks ago. You never know, man.
Hey, he can complete a forward pass now.
Yeah,
he completes a lot of them.
Yeah, he's come a long way from his first
game
of
-1
yards.
Way. He absolutely has. He absolutely has. You can tell he's much more prepared. We'll get into that.
I digress.
In other quarterback news, Joshua Dobbs is benched. Nick Mullins to start versus the Bengals.
Kind of like I said.
Interesting. Not going with Jaron Hall. They're going with Nick Mullins.
Yeah, I mean, that I was a little surprised about, but Mullins did look good. I mean, he was good in his time with the 49ers. He had a couple good games as a backup over there. I remember a couple times he would come in with Jimmy G wouldn't be able to go, and he always seemed like he could sling the ball around. So
yeah, that's a good point, Reagan.
He may end up winning them a couple games.
Yeah, and this is after the Vikings scored only 3 points this weekend.
Yeah, I thought the Raiders were going to win that.
And a win.
I was right in the sense that the Vikings offense wasn't going to do anything.
Yeah, you were right in that sense. Just so happened the Raiders offense couldn't do anything either.
Yeah, even less.
Very interesting. In other Vikings news, obviously Justin Jefferson returns. He has that very acrobatic catch over the middle, but Dobbs put him in harm's way and he got cracked. Chest injury, missed the rest of the game. However, Kevin O'Connell says he has a good chance to play this weekend agaginst the Bengals.
I feel like he'll miss. I feel like they're going to
think he'll miss, huh?
Dude, because think about how long he was out with his initial injury. You know, like he literally came out and said, like, I don't want to do anything to jeopardize my career. So I feel like and the fact that they won last week and they're in a good spot, I feel like they can win that game without him. So we'll see. And also, the fact that it's on Saturday also doesn't help.
Yeah, it's a good point. There's a couple games on Saturday this week, which is, when we get to the bowl season of college football, the NFL now has free reign to put Saturday games out, and I love that.
I love it too. We get 3 games on Saturday. We may have honestly, I think we're going to have a lot of wheel spins for you this weekend, as well as
with that new pretty wheel.
2 Around the Felt parlays. We'll give you one Saturday and Sunday.
Oh, I love that, Reagan. I love that. I wouldn't mind if Jefferson misses this one because I'm playing Zach in the playoffs this week, and Jefferson is clearly his best player. So
yeah,
I could use.
I wouldn't hate it. Make sure Jefferson's all right. Let's not push him. Let's make sure he's ready to go. We want him at 100%.
He'll be good. He's gonna go crazy.
Yeah, C.J. Stroud in concussion protocol, Reagan.
Man, he looked bad before he got
did
concussed.
look bad.
Dude. This is the worst. I think that's by far his worst game he's played.
Granted, no Tank Dell and Nico Collins left.
And the rain.
In
but
the
still,
game. And the rain, yes.
They could not do anything against the Jets this week.
Shout out to the Jets, man. Hell of a game. Hell of a game from your Jets.
Yeah.
It's not very often we do a podcast where both the Giants and Jets won, but, we're in good moods today.
I'm not. I wanted them to lose.
We can get into that debate if you want. I hope someone asks a question regarding it, because the Giants were going to pick either fourth or one game out of the wild card.
The good thing is, though, that worked out well for both teams is they won, and pretty much every team around them won. So
Bears won, yeah.
We were projected to get 7, and we're still at 7, even with winning. So because the Bears won,
good.
The Giants won. Who else? There were some other two. The Patriots won, but that didn't.
Yeah.
There was another 4-win team that I don't know.
We'll get to it.
Oh, Titans.
Yes, the Titans won, yes. Mm-hmm. Speaking of the draft, Drake May officially declares for the draft. Not really surprising, but
wow,
breaking
news.
One of the first.
That's why it's there.
One of the first guys. He's one of the first quarterbacks to officially declare.
I do declare.
Who knows? Maybe he's a Patriot.
Who
knows?
Could
be a good landing spot for him. And finally, Deebo Samuel, another big game this week. He scores his 19th career rushing touchdown, which is the most all-time for a wide receiver. Pretty impressive.
Yeah,
pretty impressive.
Actually is very shocking. I would not have guessed he has that many.
I saw that. I was like, wow.
10 tops.
Yeah, 19 rushing touchdowns.
I guess because they used him a ton
at
before McCaffrey got there.
Dude, absolutely.
The year before McCaffrey came, he was the number 2 wide receiver in fantasy behind just Cooper Kupp.
Because he'd get 10 to 15 carries a game, and he'd go for over 5 yards a carry. He's just so dynamic with the ball in his hands. So
he is.
Deebo, us at Around the Felt, we're proud of you, brother.
Yeah, good job, Mr. Samuel.
I'm sure Evan's pumped about that. Big Gamecocks fan.
Yeah.
Okay, that wraps up the news. Joe, what do we got for questions today?
All right, you know who we're starting with.
Austin!
You got it.
The snowman.
Austin.
Not a football question, but how do you guys feel about Shohei Ohtani going to the Dodgers?
Okay, so
the big show. He's in the big show.
The big show. So the contract structure came out yesterday. So we could have talked about the 10 years, $700 million, and been like, holy shit, for a guy that's
defer $68 million.
Yeah, not 680.
Yeah.
So he's getting $2 million for the next 10 years, so the Dodgers don't have to pay as much of a luxury tax. So they can still build around it. Which, by the way, Mookie Betts has a ton of money deferred, too. Mookie Betts could be making most of his money in his 40s.
They're going to be good for the next,
his life.
They're going to... the Dodgers are going to be good, and then as soon as it comes down to when they have to pay, all these guys are going to be...
That's the thing, bro, because for the next 5 to 10 years, the Dodgers are going to be a perennial World Series threat every single year. But then when you're down the road 10 years from now, and you have Ohtani on the books for $68 million when he's retired back home in Japan... And the Mookie Betts is still eating what the hell?
The Bobby Bonilla.
It's
it's
insane.
True.
Except, I thought they were gonna. When I heard it was deferred, I was like, oh, it's gonna be Bobby Bonilla. He's gonna be getting paid till 2080. But no, they're actually gonna pay him $68 million a year.
That's
for
crazy.
10 years after he's done, after the contract. That is a ridiculous contract.
That's
I know Chris Mad Dog Russo was pissed about it. He's like, how are you gonna let this happen? Because now the Dodgers can bring in everyone they want because you have one of the best players of all time on $2 million a year.
They have to win within the next 5.
Yeah, they have to win. And also, Ohtani's going to DH next year, so he's not even going to pitch. So
he's
you're
still
getting
a top 5 batter as a DH.
He is, absolutely. But, that's you get $700 million because of the pitching. So hopefully he comes back from the elbow surgery, and he's good to go in 2025. But what an insane contract, man. Something like we've never seen in sports history.
Yeah, no, that's for sure.
Next, we got... Will the Giants have a better record than the Jets with Tommy Cutlets at the helm?
Yeah, 100% they will. The Giants are the better team right now. They're 100% going to have.
Yeah, the Giants have won 3 in a row.
They're you guys are.
You want us to be better than you?
Yeah,
because you want traffic. But what's your schedule?
I'm not a biased fan.
What is your schedule?
We got Miami this week, then we got Washington, then we got Cleveland, and then we finish with New England. So we can't beat the Patriots. Washington.
Is that in New England?
Yeah. Yes.
It isn't. Yes. And New England beat you guys at MetLife this year, earlier on.
And we just can't beat them. So.
I doubt they beat Miami.
We don't.
Especially at Miami.
I'm pretty sure we lose to Washington. They've been playing great football. And, I think Cleveland beats us too. Joe Flacco revenge game. So we end 5-13, and I think you guys probably go...
Well, go 6-11.
We have the Saints...
we have the Eagles twice. We're going to lose the Eagles twice and the Rams.
Oh, there you go. So you beat the Rams, you beat the Saints maybe, and then the Eagles you lose to twice. So I at least see you guys winning 6 games. So there you go, 6-11. Giants better team. We get who we need.
All right.
Yeah, I don't see the Giants beating the Eagles twice. And that's why the whole conversation where people are like, oh, why are you guys happy after the win yesterday? Like, it screws up our draft position. I'm like, well, one,
I mean,
that
that's
was
true.
That was, but one, that was fun as fuck. And like when I'm there, I'm rooting for my boys to win every time. Like that was so much fun, right? 2, the draft is a crapshoot. Okay, so to think just like the best example I can give is the Chase Young Bowl when the Giants beat the Commanders in overtime, and that was a young Giants team, and it kind of gave them a boost heading into the offseason, like something to feel confident about. And then Commanders took Chase Young, Giants got Andrew Thomas. Who's the better player? What panned out better? Clearly Andrew Thomas. Now Chase Young's not even on the team anymore. So you never know. Plus the Giants still have to play. Yeah, I mean, come on. Plus the Giants still have to play 2 games against the Eagles, which, let's be honest, even as a Giants fan, I can admit the Eagles have owned us in recent memory.
You might win one.
I doubt it because maybe week 18 if the Eagles sat their starters, but now because they lost to Dallas,
it won't happen.
Will not happen.
And San Francisco's rolling right now. Like for you to get the 1 seed, there's no way they can rest their starters week 18, even though their schedule is a lot softer.
I'm cheering for you guys. I actually think it would be such a dig if they made the playoffs because then you caddied for me for no.
I know. Dave said that to me yesterday. He's like, you might have caddied a little early. They're a game back. I'm like, I know, but we do have the Eagles twice. So chances are they lose the Eagles. Maybe they beat the Rams and Saints. If I had to guess, I say they beat one of the 2. I think they finished 1-3 out, and they're still picking top 10.
Yeah, I was going to say 7-10. You guys would probably have to win out to make the playoffs.
Yes. No, for sure. Because you have to beat the Rams and New Orleans, and then even if you go 2-2, like that's still not getting you into the playoffs. So you got to beat the Eagles. So odds are they're still going to be picking towards the
3-1 gets a bin.
No,
I doubt it.
I don't think 8 and 9.
Even in the NFC,
depends with tiebreakers too. Because if you go 3-1 but you lose to the Rams,
they also lost to Seattle. Seattle's 6-7. You know, so
who else did you guys play Minnesota or not this year?
No, I did not play Minnesota.
And you're playing the Saints. Did you play the Falcons and Bucks? The Saints are just the one team from that division.
Yeah, just the Saints. Just the Saints.
Who else is around there? You just beat the Packers. So you got the head-to-head over them. And now, the Bears, too. We forgot about them. They're 5-8 now, too.
Yeah, and the Bears. I mean, it's just
the
very...
Bears are in the same situation.
It's very crowded, so 2-2...
Like the AFC, it's super crowded,
yeah, 2-2 is not going to get it done.
More crowded and at a higher record.
Yeah, so I was saying this earlier, like, odds are you lose both games to the Eagles, they're going to be picking the back half of the top 10, which is Jaden Daniels' range, Romo Dunes from Washington, Keon Coleman from Florida State, Malik Neighbors from LSU, Brock Bowers from Georgia, right? You miss out on Marv, the top 2 quarterbacks, they're going. There's 2 elite tackle prospects. What do the Giants need? Those you probably miss out on those two. Yeah, most likely. But it also seems like
you're not.
But it also seems like the Giants want to stick with Evan Neal for 1 more year at right tackle. I think they're going to fire their offensive line coach, give Neal 1 more year at tackle.
Yeah, but if one of those tackles falls in your lap, you're taking him.
Yes, I mean, most likely. Sure. Like, if Fashanu falls to, like, say they're picking 8th or 9th, like, probably, but that seems very unlikely. I think odds are they take a receiver, because there's 4 stud receivers that are going top 15, so Giants will be fine. Plus, who's to say that receiver they get at 8 is going to be better than, like, CeeDee Lamb went behind a couple receivers in that draft. He's better than Judy, you know? Yeah. Obviously.
Plus, I honestly...
I don't know.
You never know. I'm just saying the draft is a crapshoot. You never know, so I'm rooting for my boys to win.
I'm just rooting for my team to lose.
Yeah, so. I mean, there's 2 thought processes behind it. I like to root for my boys to win.
Well, yeah, but I don't think it matters because we don't like you guys. Yeah, that'll motivate you guys. All of our motivation is there with Aaron Rodgers coming back, so we don't need.
Good point. Different situation.
We literally, it doesn't matter what we finish. We have Aaron Rodgers coming back. We finish with 5 wins. We have Aaron Rodgers coming back. We finish with 9 wins. Oh man, we still have Aaron Rodgers coming back, and we missed the playoffs barely.
That's a good point. When you have a Hall of Fame quarterback coming back, like that's automatically the boost you need. Where it's not like a late season run. A late season run will boost the Giants' confidence more. Yeah, more so than the Jets.
100%.
Yeah, so that's a good point.
Yep.
Which bowl game are you guys most looking forward to?
Oh, the New Mexico State game.
Yeah, probably.
Root on my boys, George and Charlie.
New Mexico State bowl.
Honestly, Georgia, Florida State. Just because of all the controversy with Florida State, I'm interested to see if they can beat the Bulldogs. Man, that's a strong statement. I'm just really
fans got to claim that as a national championship.
Yeah, they might, like when UCF did when they went undefeated.
Yeah, but this one's more legit.
Yeah, well, because you beat Georgia and you're a Power 5. So I'm really excited for that one. I want to see if Florida State can hang with the Bulldogs. Because let's be honest, if you just look like the criteria of best 4 teams. Georgia's one of the best 4 teams in the country, but it's resume-wise. Like, they say the best 4 teams, but it's not actually how it is.
Yeah,
so Georgia is clearly a top 4 team. I want to see how Florida State does against them.
Yeah, I like that thought process. I'm looking forward to the Liberty-Oregon game. I'm curious to see because they have to put the top power or non-Power 5 team in there. So I'm actually curious to see how Liberty does against this Oregon team. And if they keep it close, because then you could be like, all right, like this Oregon team, like Washington had their number, but if Liberty keeps it close, it's like, all right, they really didn't belong.
I kind of doubt that Bo Nix is going to play, though. Did he say if he's going to play or not? I'm not sure about that.
I mean, the spread reflects it. It's like 17.
Oh, my
so
goodness.
I'd say, yeah.
So probably.
Yeah, Oregon has a loaded team.
Plus, I feel like Bo Nix is still trying to improve his draft stock. Like, if Drake May and Caleb Williams don't play, it makes sense. Like, Bo Nix is... He can still improve his draft
I feel like Bo Nix is
stocks.
probably a day 2 pick right now.
Yeah, but if he
maybe back half,
if he balls out
in
a New Year's Six bowl, then
yeah. But it is Liberty. You know, it's not like he's playing Ohio State.
Still like one more game to improve your stock.
Yeah,
the last memory people have versus losing to Washington.
That's fair. No, that's
missing
fair.
the college football playoffs.
That's fair.
So.
Punishment idea: the loser has to go to Clinton Station Diner and order the Atlas Burger.
Oh shit! That's like
what is the Atlas?
It's like
burger?
a 3
massive.
Yeah, it's like a 3-pound
guys.
burger or something.
The food punishments are just killing me. I don't know about you, brother. They're killing me.
That sounds pretty good.
Dude, no, that's brutal, bro.
Yeah, you want me to munch on a burger, Austin? Austin, you want to Lady in the Tramp that?
It's like...
It's that big? Dude, if you haven't seen the video of me bowling from this past weekend, that was brutal. I yacked behind Oakwood Lanes after the 7th frame. It was brutal. I'm just sick of feeling full with the punishments, man.
Yeah.
But it is a good idea. I just think maybe we put it on the back burner for a couple weeks.
I mean, it's still a good one to do at some point. It could be next year.
No, absolutely. All ideas, we put them in the queue.
Oh, boy. Well, I'm looking at the next one from our friend Jared, and I could get right to it because...
All right.
Yeah, just get to it.
Okay.
Hey, Jared Bear.
Hey, Jared.
Loser needs to do the Taco Bell mile. Every lap, you got to eat a beefy 5-layer, and you need to finish a huge Baja Blast before you finish the mile.
Wait, so every lap you have to do a Baja Blast also?
Before.
4 Baja Blasts?
4 beefy 5-layer burritos.
Jeez, man. Oh, my
5
God.
layers of taco or burrito?
I don't know.
I'm not a Taco Bell guy. I don't go to Taco Bell.
It's not even that. I'm not a big soda guy, let alone drinking.
Running with the soda.
Yeah. The only soda I'll drink is a Diet Coke.
And
Baja Blast, very sugary.
sodas.
And they're also massive,
right.
bro. That's terrible.
Maybe we tweak it. We don't do like the gym.
That's a brutal punishment.
You just eat like 2 burritos, maybe.
That is absolutely
the
brutal.
milk's going to be bad. But
the milk, that's worse.
Yeah,
you're yakking regardless.
It is, but I'd rather drink milk than soda.
Shit your pants with this one too.
I'd much rather drink milk than soda in running lap.
Well, the burritos are a problem too.
Yeah, but at least
they're a problem for the run, and they're a problem the next day.
Yeah, but I'd rather eat a burrito than drink soda.
Quick, man.
Oh. Yeah, the soda's tough, man.
The soda's the worst part.
Oh, man, you guys are brutal.
All the sugar.
They're trying to pork us up, bro.
Kill you guys.
Everyone's trying to pork us up. They knew you were on a diet. They're like, nah, fuck your diet.
Yeah,
Let's get to football with Jerry here.
Football with Jerry.
With Eckler trending down, Keenan not getting any younger, Mike Will never staying healthy, and the defense being Swiss cheese, where do you think the Chargers should address the draft?
It's a good question.
I mean, Eckler's also probably going to be gone anyway.
Eckler's definitely gone. I think they target a running back on day 2, to be honest with you. Because I don't think Joshua Kelly is necessarily very good. Mm-hmm. They took Isaiah Spiller out of Texas A&M, but he's barely getting any touches, so it's pretty obvious that he doesn't seem to be the guy either. I think you target running back on day 2 because they do have bigger needs. They can certainly go offensive line to protect Herbert.
They have to go defense, I feel like.
But the problem is, like right now,
either got to go
what's the record? 5-8.
5-8. Yeah, they're right in the thick of it. They could end with
they're top 10 right now, back half of the top 10.
Yeah, but they could also end up in the front half of the top. Like they could end up like top 5 still.
With no Herbert. Yeah, they could lose out. I mean, I know they have to play the Chiefs. They could legitimately lose out and be top 5 because the problem is this draft is loaded with offense in the top. So, but around that range is where we can see the first defensive player go. Like maybe they go corner, like Kool-Aid McKinstry out of Alabama, Dallas Turner out of Alabama. They can get one of those tackles. Honestly, there's a lot of places that they can go.
They have a lot of holes, so honestly, I feel like there's no wrong answer outside of, I wouldn't go wide receiver though.
I think
quarterback.
I don't think they go pass rusher either, unless they move on from either Joey Bosa or Khalil Mack.
Yeah,
which Bosa can't stay healthy. You know, I mean, Mac's still playing at a high level, but
Yeah, he's got like 15 sacks.
Yeah.
So very high level.
I don't. They can go. They can literally go anywhere. But I probably wouldn't say they go receiver because
They won't.
Keenan will be back. They just took Quentin Johnson the first.
Mike Williams is still there. They
Yeah.
won't. They just extended him in the offseason. They're not going wide receiver.
I think they might be the first team.
If
to
they
go
have
corner.
the third pick, I would trade it away and stockpile picks. This team has a lot more needs, and like taking Harrison would be the wrong move for this team because I don't think it really changes much.
I also don't think they get down that far to third. I
They
feel like
they could.
I feel like Arizona is
They
going to
could.
take Harrison. I don't know. It's just my hunch.
Yeah, I think Arizona too.
I think Arizona.
Arizona could still, you know what I mean? They still,
Yeah.
I mean, it would make
So-
sense.
A lot of football.
I hope they do. That's what I was saying. I still think Arizona should keep Kyler, even if they get down to 2, and either trade back. And I think Kyler looks good.
Yeah, that's the problem with the Chargers. They're an aging roster.
Yep.
With Flacco under center, is this the best the Browns passing game has been?
Dude, Flacco's
Yeah.
slinging that thing. He's slanging that thing,
He's
brother.
slanging that thing.
He's
Yeah, it's by
slanging
far
that.
the best it's been.
Slanging.
Yeah, I mean, he looks better than Watson, way better than DTR. I mean,
And
you
PJ
could,
Walker.
and PJ Walker. Yeah,
PJ
I mean,
Washington.
you could
It's in the NBA.
Did you see the post-game interview with Flacco when he was like talking about how he feels like a kid again, and like,
No.
you could tell he had a huge smile on his face. He's like, man,
yeah.
like I missed this. Like this is so much fun. Like, dude, I mean, it's really cool, and it's also bringing a lot of juice to that Browns team. I feel like in a season that when they lost Chubb and then lost Watson, and now they're out their top 3 tackles, Wills, Conklin, and DeJuan Jones, the rookie out of Ohio State that was playing really well. They're still winning games, man. It's
Yeah.
really
They
impressive.
have a
It's
good
really
team.
impressive.
I like it.
Even though the defense has taken a bit of a step back, they're still finding a way to win.
I
with
hope
Flacco.
this team makes the playoffs. I'm excited. I know you were down on them once.
I was
in the
down on when
beginning of the
Chubb
year.
went out because I
I
hated
was
Watson,
super high on them
but
still. I thought this team could be in the playoffs, and I'm excited for it.
yeah.
Now a little trivia for you here.
All right, Jerry.
What player leads the league in unrealized air yards?
Chris Olave.
Wait, what was the question? Under what?
Unrealized air yards.
Unrealized
So
air
you know what?
yards.
Like, do you know what that means?
It's where
No.
like the quarterback doesn't see him, right?
No, it's like incomplete passes, like air yards. So
Okay.
it's basically saying Olave is getting a ton of because it is Olave is the answer.
Yeah,
Because
it
you're
is.
getting a ton of like deep shots, but you're not completing them. So like air yards, like you throw a 50-yard bomb incomplete, that's 50 air yards.
Would it count
So,
if it's a PI too, or no?
that I don't know. That's
I feel like it might
doubt it.
factor
Well,
in because
anyways,
he draws a lot of
He's
PIs.
at over
It might be,
1,000
yeah.
and no other players at 900.
Yeah,
And
so
they
that
wanted
bit-
to add that Carr sucks.
Car does suck, but that's like a conversation.
But
Like
it's
a lot
also
of
funny because as soon as Jameis comes in, he starts throwing it deep too.
Jameis,
like-
Jameis does deep, but
yeah,
a lot
yeah.
of like fantasy football, like dudes that do it for like a living, like in 50 leagues, like dynasty leagues. Like there's a lot of people on Twitter that do that shit, and they always look at air yards because it's like, oh, if they complete some of these passes, there's so much more
yeah, then
production
it's like
there.
five
It's a
points.
made up stat, you know. It doesn't.
It's
and-
not.
It's a made up stat. Yeah.
Crampton, keep your dork stats to yourself.
But I did see that on Twitter.
Yeah. They like, oh, he has so many air yards. Like he could pop off next season if they complete these. It's like,
Chris Olave fans, look away.
yeah.
All right, next from Walmart.
What up, Walmart?
Yo.
Who will have the top 5 pick in the draft, and who will be picked to each team?
Top 5 picks and
Whoa.
who's going. So we're doing a little top 5 mock draft right now.
Yeah, a little top 5. quick.
I see. I'm starting to think
I
that.
still think Chicago's one, but
I
Justin
think they trade
Fields
the
has
pick
looked
away.
pretty
I'm
good.
starting to
Justin
think they trade
Fields
the
looked
pick
pretty
away.
good, man.
So who comes
Again?
up and gets Caleb Williams?
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, it's not a bad
No,
idea.
it's not a terrible idea.
So I think I'm trying to think who would trade up because I think New England stays pat at 2 and they take Drake May. So
I don't
who
think
trades
New
up?
England would trade up either.
Yeah, I don't think so either. So I think they get Drake May at 2. I think that's locked in. I think the Cardinals
Maybe
getting
the
Harrison at
Raiders.
3.
I agree with both of those, Reagan. But I actually think the Bears stick and pick Caleb
I can see
Williams.
The Raiders. I don't.
Raiders,
I
dude.
don't.
I do, even though Fields has looked good. I think
could
they.
see the Raiders,
I think
yeah.
they trade Fields for maybe a first or a second. Like I think they actually get a high return for Fields because he has shown flashes and he's still young. But I think the team just wants to restart the
I don't
clock.
think they're going to trade him. Well, they might. Actually, yeah, I guess they would.
Yeah, I mean, so you think they trade the pick? I think
do.
they. I think they.
I think they trade.
I think
Fields.
I think the
get-
Bears end the season with 7 or 8 wins, and I think they trade the pick. Wasn't it 7.5? All of
Yeah.
a sudden, that's back alive.
It is back alive. Yeah.
Wait,
If
I want to
they-
see
if
their
they
schedule.
win-
I have under
It
7.5.
depends on how the rest of the season goes.
Yeah, I want to
think.
see the rest of their schedule
If they
real
win
quick.
a couple more games, I think he stays. If they don't look
Here, I got it right here.
and
All
the
right.
issues from the beginning of the season repeat, then yeah, he's out.
Okay, so they play the Browns. They could win that. They play the Cardinals. They could win that. They play the Falcons. They could win that. And they play the Packers. All 4 of those games are winnable games.
Those
Okay.
are all toss-ups, I think.
That's what I'm saying. They're all
Yeah.
winnable games. Like, there's a chance like they could end the season with 8 or 9 wins. I mean, I don't think they win out, so I'd say 7 to be safe. But still, I think he's showing enough that they're going to trade the pick. Then they'll have 2 first-rounders, a ton of capital, and then from there can address bigger needs because they still have some issues on defense.
I would say so.
I don't think it would hurt to get another weapon for Fields. And
right now the Bears are in the 5 slot, so you think they move farther down with their own pick. Who do you think jumps up? The Raiders, the Jets?
What do you mean with their own pick? I'm saying they trade the Panthers pick.
I know, but you said they might have 7 wins, so you're saying they're not going to be in the top 5 if they have 7 wins.
No, I do not think they'll be in the top 5.
Like, here's the draft order right now. It's Chicago from Carolina, New England, Arizona, Washington, Chicago. And then it's Raiders, Jets, Giants, Titans, Chargers.
I think the Raiders coming at 4.
Yeah, Raiders.
And then I would say 4? The Chargers coming at 5.
Okay.
I don't think the Chargers win another game this year.
I think the Raiders trade up for the pick.
I think the Commanders...
Chicago's not looking...
That could be interesting, yeah.
I think the Commanders will be 5. I think Commanders will be 5, Raiders will be 4. So I'm going to go Caleb 1. I'm going to go May 2 to New England. I'm going to go Marvin Harrison 3 to Washington. 4 for the Raiders. That's where it gets interesting. That's where it gets interesting.
Tackle.
You know what? I'm going to surprise the fuck out of you right now.
Wow.
I think
Brock
they go.
Bowers.
No, Jaden Daniels from LSU, Heisman Trophy winner.
Wow.
I don't think they believe in Aiden O'Connell. I think Jaden Daniels goes number 4 to the Raiders.
Well, also, I feel like it's going to be a new coach. To be honest.
Yes.
The more I'm thinking about it, I feel like Pierce is not going to get it.
Yeah, I don't know.
If they didn't give.
I mean,
Rich,
Crosby backs him.
If this is the same ownership group that didn't give Rich Bisaccia the job. So
true.
Why would they give Antonio Pierce a job when he did less?
I don't know. I think the biggest thing Pierce has going for him is the fact that Crosby backs him so much. Like, it seems like they're boys, and Crosby told ownership, "I want Pierce back," and he's their team leader. So that's. But then again, I also don't think he gets it either. But that's the biggest thing he has going for him. So I'm going to go Jaden Daniels 4 to the Raiders, and at 5 the Commanders go Olu Fashanu, tackle from Penn State.
Okay.
That's my top 5.
All right, so I had what did I say? The Raiders at 4.
You had Raiders.
Oh, you also think the Raiders are at 4?
Yeah, I think the Raiders. No, I think Raiders are 4. I had Commanders 5.
I think they go. I think they go the tackle from Penn State.
The Raiders do.
Yes, at 4. What's his name again? It's
Olu Fashanu.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I butchered that. And then 5.
The Chargers.
I said the Chargers, and I think they go the other tackle.
You think they go the other tackle? Yeah. Okay, to pair with Rashawn Slater. I don't mind that at all. Reagan.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see.
That's a good question.
All right, next we got fantasy playoffs coming up.
Yes, we do, Walmart.
Who are your top 3 underrated league winners?
Zeke. I've already said it, Zeke. And what did he do the first week after I said he's going to be the league winner? He has the number 1 fantasy running back on the week. First week after. Come on now.
Zeke's a good pick. He's
especially in that offense. This week. He looked insane. Did you guys watch the game? Like, he looked he looked like prime Cowboys Zeke. He looked healthy.
He also got 30 touches, which is crazy.
Yeah, but he looked good on those touches.
I'm saying, especially in the receiving game.
Yes, he looks so much better. He looks like a lot lighter. He looks healthier. His knee, that was a big issue the past 2 years in Dallas, looks fine. So I think he's a league winner. He doesn't have a lot of wear and tear this year. So
also, Reagan, when you have Bailey Zappi a quarterback, you got to imagine there's a lot of checkdowns. So
I think
especially your 1 point PPR, yes, it doesn't matter who the quarterback is.
And that was in half point. I don't know if he was a full point leader.
Yeah.
I believe he would be too because he had 8 catches. So
yeah, I'd imagine. How about Jaden Reed for the Packers? I have him. I'm actually starting him in our league, Walmart, against Ryan this week because I have so many injuries. But Jaden Reed, man, he's been balling recently. I want to pull up his recent game log. If you have another guy, Reagan, you can go.
Yeah, so I'll give you one at the wide receiver. Let me think. I mean, if Trey McBride's still out there, but I don't think you could pick him up at tight end. So who else would that be?
A tight end, now you mentioned Isaiah Likely on the Ravens. Last year when Andrews was out, Likely popped off. And this week he had 19 points, 5 for 83 and a touchdown. He looked really good. And that Ravens offense is humming right now. So Likely without Mark Andrews I think is a must start unless you have obviously a stud. I think he's a top 10 tight end the rest of the way. So that can fix your tight end issue. Now, Jaden Reed's last several games.
I don't think you can get him in many leagues, though,
to be honest. Yeah, but it's not like who you can. It's just who's a potential league winner that's a sleeper. It's not like on the waivers. Yeah.
I thought he more meant guys that you could scoop up to help you be league winners.
Well, I guess you could do that, too.
That's what I thought he was more going for.
I was just thinking about guys that you wouldn't think to start, but like could be league winners because of injuries and stuff. Like Jaden Reed's last 5 games, 19, 19, 15, 5, 20. Just really impressive. Like wide receiver 11, 11, 25, 56.
You know who I would also say? Stafford. He's been on fire. He has 10 touchdowns in his past 3 games to 1 interception. His remaining schedule, the Commanders, great matchup. Saints, great matchup.
The Rams are going to
Giants, great matchup. He has 3 great matchups coming up. He's a veteran quarterback. So
Jake Browning.
That's a good
Jake
one.
Browning
You
you
need a
could do.
quarterback. Jake Browning.
I like that you mentioned that because in our Superflex League, Walmart lost quarterbacks as well, and he actually has been starting Jake Browning. So
it's been paying
he's
off.
going to like that one. Well, he had Trevor Lawrence. He started Trevor Lawrence this week, but Jake Browning on his bench dropped 24.
I'd say Ty Chandler, too. That's a Crampton guy, but Madison's going to miss, so he's a guy that's going to get a lot of volume that you could pick up.
The Bears' offense is also humming right now, and if you have Dante Foreman stashed away, he is getting...
He came back and led that backfield in touches.
That's bold just because that running back room is so inconsistent right now, but I would say he's the one you want to play. But it's risky.
Agreed, but it seems like their strategy is just ride the hot hand.
Yeah.
So, if Herbert busts off, but he also had the least amount of touches. Like, if Roshan Johnson has a couple really nice runs, they could stick with him and he could out-touch him.
It's sketchy, but Foreman looks like
sketchy,
the guy to have there.
Foreman does look the guy to have.
If you need someone from injury or whatnot, and you got him.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of other
Consider
league
it.
winners. I mean, I if we're just going strictly, like Trey McBride, I go back to that. Taysom Hill, too. I think with Carr being limited, or Jameis, like, he's just going to continue to get... You watch the Saints games... He is always in the red zone. He always is getting in the red zone. So
you get
that from the tight end position.
Yeah, we love Taysom Hill on this podcast.
I know we do.
Okay, I got a little trivia for you.
Let's go.
Who were the last 6 offensive rookie of the years?
Well, last year was Garrett Wilson.
All right, the last 6. So do it in order.
Okay, so last year was Garrett Wilson. So in 2021, it was Trevor Lawrence.
No, it wasn't.
Trevor Lawrence wasn't a rookie.
It wasn't Lawrence.
No,
2021.
Yeah.
Wait,
It wasn't Lawrence. It wasn't Lawrence.
Yeah, and that also would be wrong too because they're in year. They're in year 3. Who won it that year?
I know 2020.
Wait. I mean, yeah. Well, Saquon was
Saquon was 2018.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who was the year before that?
2019 was.
It's a tough one, man.
There was a wide receiver in there that we're forgetting.
2020.
After Garrett Wilson.
2020.
AJ Brown won 1 year, right?
No.
2020 was Justin Jefferson, right?
Yeah. Oh, and Jamar Chase.
2021 was Jamar
Chase. Chase, yep.
2022 is Garrett Wilson.
Messed up.
It might be out of order.
Because Justin Jefferson isn't on this. No, this should be in order. All right, so he's got last year's is Garrett Wilson.
Yeah.
And Jamar Chase.
Jamar Chase,
okay.
yeah.
Herbert.
Herbert won. Yeah, that's right. Herbert won it over.
He won it over Justin Jefferson. Oh, all right. I thought he won it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Because
Herbert.
I forgot they were in the same.
Yeah,
class.
Herbert was disgusting.
Who else?
I thought Jefferson.
All
had
right.
it.
So who's before?
So that's 2020. So 2019.
Yeah.
That was
the year after Barkley.
Oh,
I think it was
a running back.
I thought it was.
the year before Barkley would have been Zeke.
No,
Zeke. He was way before.
No,
Zeke was 2015.
he is still
Holy
a
shit.
starting running back. That might have gave it away, but
He's starting running back.
Chubb.
2019. No, Chubb was the same draft as Barkley.
year before Barkley.
Fuck, man. I don't know.
Running back.
Kamara.
Yes.
Kamara was 17.
Was
Yeah.
17.
Barkley was 18. We're missing 19.
19.
And it wasn't.
Who was it?
It's someone obvious, too.
Kyler
Yeah.
Murray.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Oh, I thought it was
Come
a running
on,
back.
man. We did pretty good there. I'm not gonna lie. We did pretty good.
We should have done better, to be honest. But
Yeah.
that was a good question.
No, but you got Kamara. I got Murray. The only one we got wrong was 2020. We thought it was Jefferson. Was Herbert.
Yeah.
That's the only one we got
Well,
wrong.
that surprised me too. I could have sworn he won it because he had such a good rookie year.
Damn.
That's great.
Damn.
I love the trivia, bro. That's a good one.
All right, and we got Freddie Klukas now.
Freddie,
Fred
good
Word.
to hear from you, Fred.
Okay, and he wants to know, do you feel confident about any quarterback in the Giants locker room enough not to draft or trade for a new one?
I mean, I would say it all depends on where you are in the draft and who's available. I still think they should go draft someone, but I would say let's see how the next 4 games go with Cutlet. Because, I mean, you have to consider them. If they, I don't think they're going to make the playoffs, but, I mean, you got to consider letting the guy have the job, right?
I don't know.
It's got to be consider it. You got to consider it. I mean, he's looked better than Jones has at any point this season.
This season, yes. Jones did not. I'll say this. The Giants fan, whatever the Giants do at quarterback, I have faith in Brian Daboll. He's a quarterback whisperer. Look what he's doing with Cutlet right now. I have faith in Brian Daboll. If he feels confident enough in the Jones/Cutlet combo going into next season and they want to go receiver or tackle, I trust him.
I think it really depends on where your pick is.
I will say, though, if he falls in love with a guy like Jaden Daniels and the rushing upside and the big plays that he had with Malik Nabers this year, and he wants to bring him in and mold him into his system, I trust him with that as well. So, would I prefer?
Yeah, what would you prefer?
Because they're not going to get May or Williams. I guess the only quarterback that I would actually be excited about if they took him would be Jaden Daniels. I wouldn't be happy if they took Penix. I wouldn't be happy if they took Nix.
What if they took J.J. McCarthy?
I would be very unhappy with J.J. McCarthy.
I've seen mock drafts that got him going early first round.
I don't think McCarthy's going to go first round. But
yeah,
I don't think those guys go first round. I think the only quarterback the Giants legitimately could take. No, because it looks like Ewers wouldn't be a top of the first round pick. Yes, he's going back, but he wouldn't be a top of the first round anyways. It's Jaden Daniels going to be QB3. So that's the only guy that I would genuinely be excited about if they took him. And if they do, it means they're moving on from Jones after 24, or they're trading him. And honestly, I think DeVito's going to stick around as a backup for at least the next few years because I think he's really embraced it, and I think he wants to be with the Giants.
Minshew 2.0?
Yeah, that's the thing.
He's great for business.
It's a cool story right now. It's so much fun. I love it. It is great for business. But we've seen this before. Heineke steps in and he balls out, and you're like, okay, well, you give him a shot. But then when he's actually the full-time starter, you see what he really is.
Know what he is.
They adjust. Joshua Dobbs went that insane stretch earlier this season. Now he's benched. When you get more film on the guy, okay, it's not as simple now. You got to go through progressions. You got to hit tight windows. You did miss some throws yesterday. You know what I mean? I love the Tommy DeVito story, but I don't think he's the long-term solution. But I do think he's earned the right to at least be the number 2, and he's going to get a contract, I think.
Yeah.
Breece Hall and Garrett Wilson look great against a weak Texans defense. Was this a fluke, or should we expect a similar performance against Miami?
I mean, Breece is just purely off of volume. You're playing him in fantasy. And
receiving.
Wilson,
the only back that has more receiving production this year than Breece is Christian McCaffrey, which is what you'd expect.
I saw he's second in catches. He's got 55 on the year, which is crazy.
Yes.
I would not have thought
so he's saving you in
year.
fantasy with the pass catching ability because that team can't run the football.
I'd still say Garrett Wilson's a wide receiver too, just because. He gets targeted a lot more with Zach Wilson. So as long as Zach Wilson's there, I think you could play them both. But no matter who the quarterback is, you're still playing him.
Zach Wilson's the quarterback the rest of the way.
Yeah,
he has to be.
Yeah. But still, I think Breece Hall, I think he's starting to come back, and Garrett Wilson, I just keep playing him as a wide receiver too, flex option. He's gonna get you. He's not gonna boom, but he's also not gonna bust. He's pretty consistent.
I don't think the tandem played particularly well against Miami when they played in MetLife. Maybe they had better production.
This game feels
in Miami,
a little bit better though going into this one, especially if Tyreek's not playing. So
I think Tyreek's going to play.
And also, look who was playing quarterback when we played Miami.
No, absolutely. Yeah, it was Tim Boyle. So with Wilson, I think they'll be better this time around. But
the weather's going to be better.
I don't have Wilson. I have Breece Hall, and he's an automatic start. I don't even think twice about it.
Yeah.
Best value for future bets on NFC and AFC winners.
I have to pull up the odds.
You want to go value, it seems.
It sounds like he wants to go value.
Value.
I know, because in the NFC, it's a fucking heavyweight bout, bro. It's the Niners, it's the Cowboys, and it's the Eagles that looks like it. I know the Eagles lost 2 in a row. They got the brakes beat out of them by...
The Lions probably have value, but I do not like them at all.
Nice.
I hate the Lions.
I'm sorry, but that team...
26 over the past 5 games. 26 or more over the past 5 games.
That team does not match up well against San Francisco.
No.
San Francisco is going to shut down their run game.
All those offenses are going to destroy them.
Yeah, well, yes. I'm just talking what the Lions are better at offensively. They want to run the football.
And honestly, the Lions at plus 950, to me, that's not good value.
I think you're pissing away money.
Yeah.
I don't think the Lions can go to the
If you want to go strictly value there, I'd say sprinkle a little bit on the Rams at plus 5,000 just because they have the weapons on offense and the defense has played better than I expected. Some other value picks.
It's tough in the NFC, man. It's
you
just
sprinkle
heavyweights.
on Seattle too just because they have a lot of names there, but I don't know.
AFC, I mean,
Well,
AFC's
Seattle's
easier.
shown they do not match up well against the Niners either because they want to run the ball. When you force Geno to beat them, plus they can't stop the San Francisco offense.
The fact that they only lost by 12 with Drew Lock was crazy to me.
That is crazy, yeah.
So-
how about AFC? If you want some really good value, do some Broncos, just with the way they're playing right now.
Broncos country, let's ride.
Broncos plus 4,000. I like Cleveland at plus 1,500 just because I think they have the best defense and their offense seems to be better.
Bills plus 900. They got to get in first. That's crazy. They
Yeah.
have the fourth best odds.
Yeah,
They got to
that's
get in
wild.
first. That's really interesting because they're not even in
dog
the
shit
they're not even in the playoff picture
That's
right
pissing
now,
away
and
my
they're
mind.
fourth.
Yeah, I like the Browns a
Yeah,
lot.
those odds are not very good. I mean, I guess the Jags plus 1,200. They have the fifth best odds. I guess that's decent
and
value.
they're going to have a home playoff game.
Yeah, and I think they can beat Miami. They hung really tight with Kansas City last year in the playoffs, and now Kansas City's kind of degressing a little bit. They're not the same team they were a year ago. So I think
Browns,
Trevor
Broncos,
Lawrence.
Jags.
I think the Jags are my pick.
I
in
think
the AFC.
Bengals are worth a sprinkle too at plus 7,500.
That'd be crazy if they won the Super Bowl. My ticket cashed. The one that I tore up.
So funny.
Yeah, maybe the Jets ticket can cash for me too. The one that I tore up also. You never know.
Yeah.
And last, it is a punishment idea. We've already had this one, but he wants you guys to complete a Murph, the 100 push-ups.
Oh, we already
the
mentioned.
100
Yeah.
pulls, 200 push-ups, and the 2-mile running.
Yeah, we already talked about that one. It's definitely a punishment that would suck. It'd help get us in shape, but I don't know how we get a good video out of it.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that's something we'll put in the back pocket for when we have better
Yeah, maybe after you do a big food challenge next day, you know, you
Yeah.
work it right off.
Yeah,
Oh.
that's something when we get
Keep
better
doing food
technology
challenges.
where, like, I don't know, maybe we could get a drone or something to, like, follow you on the run. I don't know. We got to get better technology first for that. But that's definitely a good idea.
Yeah, it's in the back pocket. It's in the queue.
You and Crampton, the soldiers, can do it.
Yeah, we'll see.
Oh, gosh. All right, is that it?
That's all we got for questions.
All right, thanks, guys. We're going to take a quick break. Hey, everybody. If you're 21 plus, you better listen to this message. If not, keep scrolling. I'm here to tell you guys about a product here, Worst Manhattan. It's the best. But the main thing I want to focus on is I want you guys to go to their Instagram, which is worst_Manhattans. Once you get to the Instagram, click on the link in the bio. I'm not finished. Keep listening. Then from there, you're going to use the store locator so then you can pick up one of these bottles at a store near you. Guys, Christmas is less than 2 weeks away. So what does that mean? You got to get gifts. What better gift to give to a loved one than a bottle of Worst Manhattan? So go check out their website right now. Thank you. All right, everybody, welcome right back into the show. All right.
No, we're keeping that. We're keeping that.
Oh, okay. All right.
Let's get into the Patriots and the Steelers.
Welcome back in. Let's try it. Welcome back into Around the Felt. Here with me today is Colin Tong. Let's get right into it. All right, let's try it again. All right, you know what? Just get into it. I'm done.
Patriots, Steelers, Thursday night. Patriots beat the Steelers 21-18 to improve to 3-10, while the Steelers, slumping a little bit, dropped to 7-6.
Yeah, man. Ed Steelers, they're not looking good.
They're not looking good. They're trending downwards
Yeah, they're treading downward for sure.
very heavily.
Dude, Zeke, though. Zeke looked great.
Zeke, 22,
Zappy looked good.
22
Henry
for
looked
68
good.
on the ground. Zeke had 7 for 72 and a touchdown through the air. Hunter Henry had that. I mean, that was a beautiful throw by Bailey
Beautiful
Zappi.
throw, beautiful catch.
The one touchdown to Henry down the sideline.
The
You
one
know
where he,
what I'm
like,
talking about.
where he, like, laid out and caught.
Perfect throw.
Perfect throw.
Hunter.
Great
Henry
catch.
had 3 for 40 and 2 touchdowns, and the return of Juju Smith-Schuster, Reagan.
Yeah, that knee is not exploding.
Didn't explode on Thursday. He went for
Nope.
4 for 90. Very impressive for Juju. Granted, they only had 3 healthy wide receivers, so he was going to be on the field.
Yeah.
But, yeah, for the Steelers, Trubisky, 22 with 35 for a $190 a pick and
Gross.
a touchdown.
Gross.
Not very good. On the ground, Najee, 12 for 29. Warren, 7 for 11. Gross. Through the air,
Gross.
Deontay, 3 for 57 and a touchdown.
Nobody was a viable option outside of
Yeah,
Deontay.
I mean,
And even
Pickens,
Deontay.
5 for 19.
Yeah. Outside
Friday
of
was 3 for
Deontay.
18.
Deontay was the only guy that you were, like, happy with if you started on the Steelers. Everyone else shit the bed.
Yeah, Steelers are trending downwards, but they're at 7-6. I have a hard time believing that Mike Tomlin's gonna have a losing season. So I think they go 2-2. The way
They go
out.
9-8
9
and
and 8.
miss the playoffs.
That would be my guess.
Or how about 8-8-1?
You think they get a tie in there?
Yeah, I could see it. You know.
We don't have a tie yet this year.
Yeah.
We're due for one.
We are due for
I
one.
could use a tie.
Steelers are going to tie next week. We put that in the Around the Felt parlay. Steelers tie.
Yeah, works for me.
Slam it! Next, the Bucks beat the Falcons to take control of the NFC South. Both teams are now 6-7. Jesus, what a terrible division.
Yeah.
29-25 win. Baker 14-29 for only 144. Did have 2 touchdowns. Rashad White, man, your boy, 25 for 102 on the ground. Workhorse. Absolute workhorse.
Yeah, man. Fantasy stud this year. Targeted heavily in the receiving game. Gets a touchdown, it seems like, every week. Just gets it done.
Yeah, he had 2 for 33 for a touchdown through
Falcons
the air.
losing huge for that bet because now 8.5 seems less likely than it did a week ago.
Yeah, that's not good for me, man. I might be gobbling some more glizzies, but, you know.
What's up?
What'd you say, Joe?
Oh, no.
I said, what's up?
I didn't say anything.
I said it looks like I could be gobbling some more glizzies.
But that's not the challenge, so I don't know why you'd be doing
Oh,
that.
I thought it was.
It's the weight game smoothie. That's for the Saints, is a glizzy one.
Yeah.
Oh, the
Well,
Falcons weight gain smoothie? Oh,
yeah,
that's
you gotta put,
terrible.
Banana ash and a bunch of other crud in there. I think Gatorade. I'm pretty sure there's Gatorade in it. It's like weird stuff.
there's
It's
like-
a particular
and it wasn't,
smoothie.
It
Yeah.
was the Buccaneers pick from North Dakota State.
Yeah, I know. I don't even know how he got to that, but you're doing some
he thought
weird.
it was
Yeah,
like
Cody,
some other-
Yeah.
Cody Mock.
You're doing some
Yeah,
weird,
yeah.
gross smoothie, basically, and then if the Saints lose, I
The
get the hot
glizzies.
dog one, and then the Titans, once they eventually get another loss, which I thought it was going to already be, but they're still alive.
Still alive. You know,
I'll
we
be
don't know
doing the
when-
mail and the coffee.
did wave
so
the white
that
flag.
one we might have to do for a joint video on that one.
We should do a joint video for that
Oh,
one.
that'd be cool.
Yeah.
This was a tough game offensively for the Falcons on the ground. Algier 9 for 40, Bijan 10 for 34. Did add a touchdown. Ritter went 26 of 40 for 347. A lot of passing yards, a touchdown and a pick. And Drake London, man, he looks like a star in the making. 10 for 172 in this one.
Who?
Drake London.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it was about
You
time.
weren't listening?
You don't listen to me?
No, I didn't. I didn't hear what you said.
So you weren't listening.
Yeah, I wasn't.
Yeah, but Drake London looks like a star, man.
I mean, I wouldn't say that. In this game, he did. I mean,
In the making.
Yeah.
I mean, he put him in a competent offense with a competent quarterback. I think
but
he's,
the thing is, he's not
legit.
He's not. So
Yes.
like I mean, it's
But him as a player looks.
It gives
Are you
you-
saying Garrett Wilson's looking at a star in the making because
no.
he has no quarterback play?
Because he already is a star. He
Yeah,
won Rookie
but,
of the
I
Year.
mean-
Drake London hasn't done crap. What I will say
That's true.
is,
I
Drake
mean, he might
London.
have 1,000 yards this year.
He might.
He's at 745.
He might just do that. But if he doesn't, then I guess he's not a star. But I mean, we'll see. He's a guy that a game like this gives you confidence going forward if you have him in Dynasty.
Oh, for sure.
I will
For
say
sure.
that.
You like to see the flashes. He also
I'm not
had-
going to get ahead of myself.
He does
'cause
make some pretty acrobatic catches as well.
He definitely seems decent, but I'm not going to be like, he's a star in the making. I definitely haven't watched him and thought, this guy's a future star.
Okay. I mean, that's your opinion. You're entitled to it.
Hell yeah, I am.
Next, the Bears beat the brakes off the Detroit Lions 28-13.
Oh, the frauds lost again?
To improve
The
to
frauds
5
lost
and
again.
8. Reagan's been beating this drum, man. First round exit for Detroit. You must feel a little bit more confident after this one.
Yeah, I do. I mean, they can't play defense. They've allowed 26 or more in the past 5 games. Twice to the Chicago Bears. Like, this team can't stop a nosebleed, man.
Yeah.
I don't know how you could have confidence in this team right now. They get down and they can't come back. If they don't get up early and can run it down your throat, then it's not good.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, they ran the ball very well in this one. Gibbs 11 for 66, Montgomery 10 for 66. Gibbs scored. Through the air, they couldn't do anything. Amon-Ra had 3 for 21, Laporta 2 for 23. Goff struggled, only threw for 161, a touchdown, and 2 picks. Before I get to the Bears' defense, I really want to highlight their defense and what they've been doing since they got Montez Sweat. Let's talk about their offense in this one. Fields 19 for 33 for 223 and a touchdown. He had a 12 for 58 and a touchdown on the ground. DJ Moore had 3 for 20 and a touchdown on the ground. And then DJ Moore had 6 for 68 and another touchdown through the air. So that DJ Moore-Justin Fields connection just continues to get better and better and better. But this Bears defense, man, since they got Montez Sweat, which we bashed him for giving up that much and giving that huge contract because he never was an elite pass rusher. But they've been a top 3 defense in football since they got him, statistically, against the run and through the air and points allowed. Very impressive. And obviously we've mentioned the young secondary we're developing behind Jalen Johnson, but they got some dudes at all 3 levels
Want to hear
now.
my bold take real quick?
Yeah, let's hear it.
Vikings are winning this division. 2 games out, still play Detroit twice. Lions are losing this week.
With Nick Mullins,
Yep. That's my bold take.
who do the Lions have this week?
They got, I was just looking at Broncos. They're losing to the Broncos. They're losing to the Vikings twice. And they're losing to Dallas. The Lions. And
You think they finish-
They might split with the Vikings.
So they finished 10-7.
Yep.
And you think the Vikings finished 10-7?
10-7, yep. And they have the head-to-head because Detroit will go 2-4 in the division.
Wow.
Yep.
That's a bold take, but I don't hate it.
They will lose in the first round, too. Actually, then they will lose in the first round.
Oh, but they'll
play the Vikings in the first
wild
round.
Card.
Wow, and then they play the Vikings in the first
round.
Wow, yeah. That's my bold take, that they're going to lose. They're going to end up being the 6th seed in the playoffs.
Wow. Hey, I don't hate it. I don't hate it at all, man.
The team just gives me no confidence right now.
Those Bears, man, that defense playing really well. I'm actually a little nervous about the 7.5 now.
Yeah.
Starting to piece it together.
I would be.
I would definitely be. I mean, it seems like if they keep playing like this, Eberflus might be back, but
yeah.
We will see. Next, the Bengals beat the brakes off the Colts 34-14. Both teams are now 7-6 in that wild card race in the AFC. Jake Browning, man, 18 of 24 for 275, 2 touchdowns and a pick. Chase Brown, 3 for 80 for a touchdown, man. He's got legit speed.
I just scooped him up in the Dynasty League the week before he went off.
Wow. Mm-hmm. That's a great pickup.
Yeah, man.
Because we know Mixon's 28 years old.
This guy seems to be legit. Like, a guy that's that quick, you got to get on the field. I mean, he was electric, and he barely had any touches.
Yeah, he absolutely was. He had 8 carries for 25. Mixon, 21 for 79 and a touchdown. Obviously, Mixon's still the bell cow, but Chase Brown's been a nice change of pace back.
Seems like he'll have a role. Yeah.
Better to have him in Dynasty than I would say in redraft leagues for the playoffs. You can't start him now, but it's a good stash, absolutely.
Uh-huh.
T. Higgins, 2 for 72. You like to see that from T. Jamar 3 for 29. They spread the ball around.
Love to see that.
No, you don't. But they did spread the ball around a lot in this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 players had at least 3 targets.
Yeah, still. Do you not love to see that? Because he's supposed to be a top 5 receiver.
Yep.
So.
And then for the Colts, Minshew 26 of 39, 240 touchdown to pick. Moss did nothing on the grounds.
Yeah.
Pittman did cash your parlay leg. Reagan 8
yeah.
for 95. He's the centerpiece of that offense without Jonathan Taylor.
That's what I'm telling you, man. As long as Gardner Minshew's a quarterback, he's going to get his targets.
Yeah, tough loss for the Colts, though, considering they had a playoff spot. Tough one when you have the Bengals
they got a big game this
right
week.
Up your butt.
Big game this week against the Vikings. No. Who are they playing?
I don't know who they're playing.
The Steelers. Steelers. Huge game, actually.
That is a huge game.
Huge game. That's the Saturday 4:30 game, so that'll be interesting.
Nice.
Yeah.
Next, the Browns squeak one out against the Jaguars, 31-27. Now, that Browns defense, man, they're not the same level they were earlier in the season, but the offense has picked up the slack with Joe Flacco, 26 of 45 for 311, 3 touchdowns and a pick. Jerome Ford, 12 for 51. Hunt, 10 for 27 and a touchdown. This is a big David Njoku game.
This is a big tight end game. Between him and Ingram, both almost 100 yards and 2 touchdowns apiece.
Yep, Ingram 95 on 11 catches. Njoku 91 on 6 catches.
And I was saying that, like, Ingram on the podcast was going to be my parlay leg if it was C.J. Beathard, but turns out I should have just stuck to it.
Didn't matter. You took Pittman.
Didn't matter.
Anyways, but yeah,
Ingram,
good pick, man.
Ingram's
I love Evan Ingram. He's a good-ass dude. I know a lot of Giants fans.
Good-ass dude. Good-ass dude.
He's a good-ass dude. A lot of Giants fans don't like him.
I think that's
drops, but I love Evan Ingram.
And you don't throw the good-ass dude comment out like nothing. So.
No, I never use the good-ass dude term, and that's a good-ass dude. In this one, Lawrence, 28 of 50. They threw the ball 50 times in this one, Reagan, for 257, 3 touchdowns, and 3 picks.
Yeah, man.
Which was the difference in the game.
He looked to be, like, obviously not 100%, which we already knew coming into the game.
Yeah, with the ankle, absolutely. But, yeah, man. 8-5 now for the Jags. 8-5 now for the Browns.
The Jags still look like frauds.
Browns look pretty. Like they have a pretty decent hold on that wild card spot.
They seem sneaky. I think I might sprinkle a little bit on them to win the AFC. Now that Freddie got the wheels turning there, I like the value on that.
Very interesting, brother. Next, the Saints beat the hell out of the Panthers. A lot of blowouts this week.
Business trip.
28-6. Saints 6-7. Technically 3-way tie, although they don't have the tiebreaker with Tampa Bay and Atlanta. The Panthers just get worse and worse. They're now 1-12.
Yeah, man. If you can't compete with the Saints, like, I don't know.
This was a pathetic game out of Bryce Young. I'm not going to lie to you, man.
Yeah. Saints defense looked good.
13 of 36.
Yeah, well, there was
oh my goodness.
A couple of my group chats, there's a bunch of Giants fans and one Panthers fan, and they're all ganging up on them. They're like, who would you rather have right now, Tommy DeVito or Bryce Young future? And I was like, well, I'm like, a lot of the Giants fans were genuinely saying.
I mean, I'm all about the gabagoo.
They were all saying they want cutlets, and I'm like, all right, guys, like. Let's be honest.
Take those unbiased fan hats off.
The situation Bryce Young's in right now is terrible, and also it's just like, yeah, I'm going to take the first overall pick,
Heisman
Trophy winner over an undrafted free agent.
Yeah. Also, Tommy Cutlets is 25.
And also, imagine if
Tommy
Cutlets was the Panthers' starting quarterback right now. Like, there's not like same with Stroud. Like any of these rookies would not succeed there either.
Yeah, it's a brutal offensive line. There's brutal weapons.
Every time I was watching the game, the Saints were sacking Bryce Young. And maybe that's because he's holding the ball too long.
Well, big thing has been Ike Mekwonu, the tackle they took out of NC State in the top 10 last year, or 2 years ago.
He's a tackle?
Tackle, yeah. He's playing left tackle for them. Well, a lot of people thought he was going to play guard, but they had him. He's at tackle.
Yeah.
And who is it? I think it was Matt Miller or Daniel Jeremiah, but one of those two big draft pundits are like, I just refuse to believe that both Evan Neal and Ike Mekwonu have been this bad.
Yeah.
Just watching their college tape and what they were in college. Like, something's just off there. But Mekwonu being bad is not good for the Panthers long term because you're going to have problems.
They got him at like 7 or 8. They spent an early pick on him.
Yes, they did. So not good if you're a Panthers fan because you need a lot of help on that offense.
It's a good thing you have a first round.
Oh. No, you don't. Well, good thing at least you have a lot of draft capital. At least you have a lot of draft capital in 2020. Oh, you don't have your second rounder either. Oh.
Well, at least you got Miles.
Oh. At least Adam Thielen. Oh, he's 33. Oh.
Yeah, Mingo looks good at least.
Mingo 2 for 22 in this. Oh, on 9 targets.
Nah, but I mean he's still he's showing flashes that it's like you might have a piece.
I liked Mingo out of Ole Miss, so
yeah.
You know, I mean, you can look forward to that.
The defense has got a little bit of injuries still. I mean, the fact that they just refused to trade Brian Burns makes no sense to me.
Yeah, because
at least you can get some capital there. It's like he's not going to change anything right now.
It's a good point, Reagan, because by the time your window opens, he's going to be past his prime. So
it actually makes no sense to me. They should definitely trade him in the offseason.
2 first-round picks from the Rams offered. I mean, that's tough to turn down, bro. That's what you get for a franchise quarterback. I don't know. For the Saints in this one, offensively, Carr 18 of 26 for only $1.19.
Yep.
2 touchdowns and a pick. Kamara 12 for 56. Jamal Williams 11 for 43.
Yeah, it seems like Jamal Williams kind of came in for that Taysom Hill role, to be honest.
Yeah, he got a lot more touches in this one. Kamara scored. Olave scored. Jimmy Graham scored, baby. If you're a Saints fan, though, I mean, come on, Jimmy Graham scoring is pretty badass.
Yeah, well, gotta love starting. I started Juwan Johnson in one of my fantasy leagues, and Taysom's out, maybe I'll plug him in. Nah, Jimmy Graham.
Jimmy Graham.
Jimmy Graham.
Next, Reagan, let's talk about your Jets and Zach Wilson, huh?
Yeah.
30-6 beatdown over the Texans. Texans dropped
probably one of
the
worst beats on an over/under I've ever seen. Being at 0 points at halftime in a raining game, to then 36 points scored in the second half to hit the 33.5 total.
That is ridiculous.
Got to be one of the worst.
I will say, though, Reagan, I did have the under for the Army-Navy game, under 28 on Saturday, and they took a safety in the last play for me to push, so that's a pretty bad beat as well for an over.
But at least it wasn't like at halftime 0-0. You're
like, oh, cash, money in my pocket. Yeah. Nope, 36 points in the second half.
Probably giving you a cash up option of like 95% of what you win. Fuck that.
You're like, fuck that. I want the full
I'll take the extra $5.
Brutal in this one. Zach Wilson, 27 of 36 for 301 and 2 touchdowns.
Yeah.
Was that the best game of his career?
I think his rookie year against the Titans was, but this definitely comes close.
Absolutely. Garrett Wilson, 9 for 108. Breece Hall, 8 for 86 and a touchdown in the backfield. Also had 10 for 40 on the ground.
Yeah.
My goodness, man. That duo. That's the future
Conklin
of the Jets
had a decent game, too.
Yeah, Conklin had 4 for 57 in this one. Randall Cobb caught a touchdown. I mean, the ghost of Randall Cobb.
It's like his 3rd catch of the year.
Yeah.
Hey,
the ghost of Randall Cobb.
Might be the last catch of his career. And it was a revenge game. Come on, Colin, you got to be on those.
Oh, I love the revenge games. You know I love the revenge games.
We should have thought anytime Randall Cobb. What were we thinking?
Yeah. Also, the ghost of Dalvin Cook was terrible. 7 for 13, 1 catch.
Wait till we play Minnesota next year.
Then it's the revenge. He won't be in the Jets next year.
No.
For the Texans, I know we mentioned earlier, Nico Collins went out early in this one. No Tank Dell. Stroud, I mean, probably the worst game of his career. 10 for 23, 91 yards. He played really bad against Carolina as well. Yeah. But, yeah, this one, 91 yards, yuck. Singletary, 13 for 65 and a touchdown.
Yeah, he was the only guy on the team that actually didn't burn you in fantasy.
Yeah, he overtook Dameon Pierce. Pierce had 4 for 9 yards. So.
Singletary just looks better.
Pierce is just not that
Call
guy.
him multi-carry.
There's not even anything to talk about.
You like that? Call him multi-carry.
Yeah, that's... You're corny as hell, bro.
Okay. Thanks.
Okay, Reagan. The Ravens and the Rams.
Yeah, probably the best game in the early window.
37-31 in OT. Punt return by Tywin Wallace out of... Where'd he go to school?
Oak State.
Yeah, baby, let's go!
Wait.
Yeah.
What?
He deadass went to Oklahoma State.
That was deadass again.
No way! You guessed randomly the college. Tywin Wallace.
I thought you were fucking with me because I applied and got in there last year when I was looking at transfer schools. I thought you were saying that because I almost went there.
No, he deadass went to Oklahoma State.
That's crazy.
Do you not believe me?
I know. No, I mean, I don't. I know you're not making it up, but that was dead ass a guess. I have no idea what is he a wide receiver or corner? I don't even know.
He's a wide receiver.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I was legit a guess. That was a guess.
He was a stud at Oklahoma State, man.
That was a complete guess.
That is... Clip that.
That's crazy.
Yeah, Tylan Wallace, game winner in overtime for the Ravens. Lamar, 24-43 for 316, 3 touchdowns and a pick, and had 11 for 70 on the ground. Leading rusher by a long shot. Lamar looked really good. Odell Beckham, revenge game, baby. Joe Cass's parlay leg. I had a lot of money on OBJ to score and his over yards. I loved it. Yeah,
did we feel good after the 1 o'clock window, didn't we, Joe?
Yeah, I let us down.
Yeah, we did.
I will say, though, I liked CD, but it was minus 150, so I didn't want to put a minus 150. CD scored. But
it didn't matter anyway.
It didn't matter because Josh Allen took a knee at the end and Drock's over went to an under. So that sucks. But yeah, Odell 4 for 97, a touchdown. Isaiah Likely, mentioned earlier, potential league winner, 5 for 83,
likely to
and a
be
touchdown.
A league winner going forward.
Good one, brother. Zay Flowers 6 for 60 and a touchdown. Good to see if you're a Ravens fan. For the Rams, man, the offense continues to play really well. Stafford 23 of 41, 294, 3 touchdowns. Kyron Williams 25 for 114. He stays hot. Cooper Kupp 8 for 115, a touchdown. Love to see that heading into the playoffs. Nakua 5 for 84. They continue to coexist really well. I mean, Davis Allen 4 for 50 and a touchdown. Who had that in their bingo card?
Yeah, no, rookie, dude. If he ends up losing the job, that's a guy to monitor in dynasty leagues. I think Davis Allen. He looked good. He's a rookie. Tyler Higbee's getting up there in age. I definitely speculative ad for a future tight end for this team.
Yeah, and DeMarcus Robinson has to score. I mean, this was a fun game. We both had the Ravens to win and the Rams to cover. I guess I didn't say how we went this week yet, but we did not.
Yeah. Why don't we fill them in? Why don't we?
Yeah, I had a really bad week, guys.
Yeah,
Reagan 7 and 8 money line. I went 6 and 9. Nice. Reagan 7.
Corny motherfucker.
7. Reagan went 7 and 1 against the spread. I went 4-10 and 1. My worst week of the season. So now on the
that's a punch in the gut.
So now on the season, Reagan's 120-87 money line. I'm 122-85, so I'm 2 up. And against the spread, Reagan's 94-106 and 7. I'm 99-101 and 7. We're both below 900.
So hopefully you've been fading us on the spread because we would print money for you guys if you did.
Yeah, we're good at it. We've been good at other things, but against the spread, we have not been too hot. The Ravens now 10 and 3, hold a nice grasp over the number 1 seed in the AFC. While the Rams drop to 6 and 7, still in the wild card hunt though in the NFC.
That they are.
All right, Reagan. Let's take a quick break before we get to the rest of these games. Huh? What do you say?
Why don't we?
What's up, everyone? It's Colin from Around the Felt. If you didn't know, now you do. Around the Felt hoodies are dropping this upcoming Friday, thanks to Ed over at Masterpiece Designs. I'm wearing my white one right now. It's comfortable as hell. I love it. The styles look great. We got white, we got black, we got red, we got blue. Would look great under the Christmas tree for your friends and family. Shout out to Ed at Masterpiece Designs for getting this done for us. Now let's get back to the episode. All right, Felters, let's keep on rolling. The lowest scoring game of the week and one of the lowest scoring games in NFL history. The Vikings win 3-0 over the Raiders, improved to 7 and 6. Raiders dropped to 5 and 8.
Yep, probably the ugliest game of football you've seen in a long time.
The under.
And if you thought 6-0 Chargers over Patriots the week before was bad, they said, let me hold your beer.
They said, well, yeah, we'll one up.
And the worst part about it is, weather was fine, nicest turf out there. 3-0 we got.
3-0. I mean, if you had the over, if you had fantasy in this game, you were not very happy.
Yeah, was anyone viable? I don't believe so.
Joshua Dobbs, 10 of 23 for 63 yards before getting benched. That's 2.7 yards per attempt if you can't do the math in your head. That's terrible. Nick Mullins, 9 of 13 for 83 yards, so that's why he gets the nod this upcoming week. Madison, 10 for 66 on the ground. Chandler, 12 for 35. Receiving-wise, I mean, Jefferson had that nice catch over the middle before getting knocked out of the game. That definitely hurt the Vikings. He had 2 for 27. Addison also had 2 for 27. Hockenson, leading receiver, 5 for 53. All led to 3 points. Now the Raiders, O'Connell, 21 of 32, 171 and a pick. Jacobs, 13-34. Adams, 7-53. And a lot of grossness after that.
Nobody was viable for fantasy.
No, I mean, I guess if you had Adams because he had 7 catches, if you're 1 point PPR, at least you got double digits, but...
Yeah, not good.
That's all you got, man. Not much to talk about. Ugly game.
And those are your NFC North champs.
Yeah, I can't believe. Yeah, with Nick Mullins in the helm, that's a bold take.
As soon as he came in, he was a hell of a lot better than Dobbs. But
yeah,
still,
that's a good point. Cinderella run for Dobbs seems to be over.
I digress.
They should send that man back to outer space. All right, the Seahawks drop one to the Niners yet again, 28-16. Seahawks now 6 and 7. San Francisco 10 and 3 continues to roll. Brock Purdy, another phenomenal game out of Mr. Relevant. 19 of 27, 368, 2 touchdowns and a pick.
Yep, this game was sick.
McCaffrey, 16 for 145. He had the 72-yard carry.
And
to start the game,
came out.
Jordan Mason punched it in. McCaffrey did not score in this one.
No, he did not.
Interestingly enough.
And he was still good for fantasy.
He was still phenomenal for fantasy with the 145 rushing yards. He only had 1 catch, though. Interesting. Deebo Samuel, my goodness, bro. He gets on these runs, man. Like, he'll do nothing for a month, and then he just heats up, and he's unstoppable. I mean, he's so hot and cold, but when he's hot, my goodness, man. He had 1 carry for 1 yard and a touchdown. It was a speed sweep, which we thought, McCaffrey might punch it in. They gave it to Deebo because Deebo got him down there. He had 7 for 149 and a touchdown through the air. Ayuk 6 for 126. Kittle 3 for 76 and a touchdown. They really spread the ball around to their 5 playmakers, and they all go off. Very interesting. But yeah, the Niners, man, they seem to be in top form right now, and I wouldn't be surprised if they went out and get that number 1 seed.
Yeah, it'll definitely be interesting. And then the Seattle side, obviously no Geno Smith with the groin injury. I think he'll play Monday night, but we'll see. But, I mean, they started out looking good. I mean, started out with the big DK touchdown, and then
they were up 10-7.
Not much after that.
No, Metcalf 2 for 52 and a touchdown. I mean, it just happens when Metcalf plays the Niners. He always seems to get fired up. I think even Kyle Shanahan knows that. He says, we get that guy, number 14. Like, mentally, he's not there. Like, he's just totally focused on other things, not on playing the game. It's just, I don't know. The Niners defense gets in his head. But he did score. 2 for 52 and a touchdown. Lockett 6 for 89. JSN 4 for 25. Not good. And also, Charbonnet and Walker split carries in this one. Charbonnet looked better. It is the Niners' run defense, though. It's
still, the best not ideal if you have either guy, because that's the worst possible thing is a 50-50 split in a okay offense.
You don't like to see that. All right, next, the Bills and the Chiefs, the big controversy of the week. Bills win 2017 in Arrowhead to improve to 7-6 and keep their playoff hopes alive.
Patrick Mahomes showing why he's a bust for fantasy, too.
Chiefs, 8-5. They've lost 4 of the last 6. Mahomes, 2 for 271, a touchdown and a pick.
Yeah, just saying, for those of you going into the fantasy playoffs, if you actually made it with Mahomes, which I'm sure a bunch of you did not because he's been terrible this year for fantasy, I think you got to bench him. Like I don't think you can play him.
No, you don't bench Patrick Mahomes.
Do you know how bad he's been in fantasy? Do you actually know?
Patrick Mahomes.
Do you actually know how many games does he have over 30 points? 1. How many games does he have under 20? More than half. He's been terrible for fantasy, dude. You drafted him early 2nd round. He's been terrible, dude.
He's QB 8. He's terrible from Mahomes standards.
Yeah, but I think
if you're taking the 2nd round, yes, bad return on investment.
He is. If you have
still start him.
If you have another option, like if you were a guy that stashed Kyler on your bench, you definitely can consider playing Kyler in a better matchup. There's guys you can consider over Mahomes now, matchup based. Like I'm not excited about this New England matchup coming up. Not at all. That reeks of a low scoring game where the Chiefs win 14-3. That's what it says to me.
I don't know. I think you're a little out of pocket.
I don't think I am, dude. I don't think I am.
He's still QB 8. You still start him.
Yeah, but I think...
But return on investment wise, you're not happy.
Yeah, well, honestly, it really doesn't apply to most people because they probably missed the playoffs because you spent that early round pick on a guy who's been not good.
Yeah, because if you're taking Mahomes, if you're taking a quarterback in the 2nd or 3rd round, you're expected to be top 3 in their position for you to get return on investment. Yes.
Like Sam Howell doing the same thing. CJ Stroud doing the same. You know what I mean? There's guys that you drafted late or went undrafted that have the same amount of points. I'm just saying you need to consider it. You do what you want to do, but it's definitely a consideration where back in the day it was like you wouldn't even consider not playing Mahomes.
Yeah. I mean, it depends on matchups, but I mean, if you got a guy like Stafford going against Washington this week,
I'd rather him.
Matchup-wise, Stafford I think is guaranteed to get 20 points this week.
You never know in New England. The weather's always weird up there. Like, we could get a shitty rainy game up there.
Yeah. Now, the highlight of this game was that sick Travis Kelce play with Tony offsides, and that's the whole thing. Mahomes was bitching like a little girl about it, saying to Allen after the game, that was the worst call I've ever seen. Not a good look for Mahomes, because that's not something Tom Brady would do. Yeah, and that's not something Josh Allen would do. What if after the Super Bowl last year with the holding penalty, Jalen Hurts said, that was the worst call I've ever seen. That's a sore loser mentality. I don't like it. I know him and Josh Allen are friends, but that's a douche move in my opinion.
Kermit looked like a baby.
He did. Kermit looked like a baby in this one. And the Chiefs are starting to become a little bit unlikable with all the Taylor Swift shit and Mahomes and Brittany Mahomes and Jackson Mahomes. Those Mahomes.
Hey, don't talk about Jackson.
Yeah, that's your boy. I know you did TikTok with him.
Me and him duetted.
Yeah.
He chill.
In this one, though, Kelsey 6 for 83. Rashee Rice, clearly that number one wide receiver, 7 for 72 and a touchdown. He's the only one that can. Bad fumble, but he seems to be the only receiver that can catch the ball on a consistent basis.
Yep.
For that team. If you're the Bills, man, Allen 233, touchdown and a pick. Cook 10 for 58 in the ground. He looked good.
Yeah, he looked good, dude.
He looked 5
for
83 and a touchdown through the air. He looked fast. That's kind of the James Cook we expected all season.
Yeah.
Good to see.
And all it took was an OC change.
Yeah, and Stephon Diggs only had 4 catches for 24 yards on 11 targets, but you still got to win. That's a big confidence booster for the Bills heading into the playoffs, and especially with all the turmoil with Sean McDermott. It'll be
interesting to see what happens.
Yeah, it'd be very interesting to see. Next.
Oh.
AFC West showdown, Broncos. Country, let's ride. 24-7 over the Chargers. Herbert obviously goes out in this one. He wasn't playing particularly well before he went out.
Terrible.
9 for 17, 96 and a pick before Easton Stick came in, threw for $179.
Yeah, he looked
13
better.
to 24. He did look better in this one. Eckler 10 for 51, a touchdown on the ground. Quentin Johnston 3 for 91. That's good.
Yeah, Eckler, what happened to this whole backfield being a committee type thing? Eckler seemed to be getting his normal volume.
Joshua Kelly 3 for 6. Isaiah Spiller 6 for 19.
Yeah, Eckler got his normal volume and actually had a good game. He almost had 20 points. So.
I guess that Adam Schefter report about Joshua Kelly was just total bullshit. Thanks, Shefty.
Yeah, or maybe the fact maybe once Herbert went out that changed things too. I don't know, but I feel like if anything, Eckler's upside's even higher now because you got to think a guy like Easton Stick's going to look for checkdowns more than downfield.
Yeah, it was nice though to see Quentin Johnston catch a 57-yard pass down the field because he is a big play. He is a big play threat. He's really good.
He's good at getting open.
Yeah, I mean,
just not securing the catch.
Yeah, he does have dropping problems, but
big time.
That's a positive if you're a Chargers fan.
How about Cortland Sutton? He caught his bomb for a big touchdown.
Yep, 3 for 62 and a touchdown, a 46-yard touchdown. Lucas Kroll, bingo card, you have that? Had a catch for 35 yards.
Matt Kroll or Mike?
No, Lucas.
Oh. The triplet. Oh, okay.
Yeah. I mean, no one else really did a ton. They kind of spread the ball around like Russ likes to do. Javonte, 17 for 66, and a touchdown.
Yeah, Javonte had a solid week.
His first, I believe, since 2021.
Wow.
Because he missed mostly all of 2022. That was his first touchdown this year. So, Javonte, we're happy for you over here at Around the Felt. And if you invested draft capital in him in fantasy, Reagan, I know you have him in one league.
Yeah.
Good to see.
Hopefully
Russell Wilson, 224, 2 touchdowns. He's going to lead me to a fantasy championship this year. Mm-hmm. Who would have thought?
I guess you.
Who would have thought? Well, he is my QB too.
All right.
Sunday Night Football. Cowboys, Eagles. Big blowout here. The talk of the NFL world besides Mahomes pitching. 33-13. Cowboys and Eagles both now sit 10-3, but Dallas is ahead in the division.
Yeah, and Dak, man, making a statement for that MVP.
We did say that last week. Someone mentioned MVP, yes, and I said, hold on.
I still don't think you can hedge after this, because there's still 4 weeks. I think you just got to keep waiting.
Yeah, but it definitely clears it up a little bit because now Dak is ahead of Jalen Hurts in that MVP conversation. So if you were to hedge, it's better to hedge with Dak than Hurts at this point in time.
Yeah,
Dak threw for 271, 2 touchdowns. Hurts 197, no touchdowns, no picks. A.J. Brown 9 for 94 did not score for me in my parlay leg.
Bad fumble from A.J. Brown too.
Yep, and apparently, him and Stephon Gilmore were going at it. A.J. Brown called him old. Stephon said, "All right, hold my beer. We're going to war today." Stripped him. Devontae Smith 5 for 73. I mean, the Eagles' offense they got some yardage.
Carter, big touchdown too. He seems to. That was probably a big play to lock up the Depoy for him. Not Depoy.
D-Roy.
D-Roy.
Yeah. D-Roy. There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
D-Roy.
But yeah, that was a big touchdown. Looked like it could get the Eagles back in the game, but it didn't matter. Dallas was able to pull away in this one. Pollard 16 for 59. Ferguson 5 for 72. Lamb 671 and a touchdown. Gallup also scored. Huge win for the Cowboys. I mean, to me, it just shows how dominant the Niners are because they blew out both these teams. Cowboys blew out the Eagles. Granted, the Eagles
Who beat the Niners? The Browns.
The Browns.
See you in the Super Bowl, baby.
Yeah.
Well, technically, yeah.
We will see about that one, my friends. But it's going to be interesting to see how the rest of the NFC playoff race shakes out. All right, let's get to those Monday night games, baby. Tommy Cutlets, 24-22 win for the New York Football Giants. Come on, classic trap game. I knew it. You beat Detroit. You beat Kansas City. You roll in the Meadowlands with Tommy Cutlets, and what happens? You get upset. Packers got too cocky. They're a young team. Classic trap game. Come on, give me one.
Come on, give him one.
Give me a gabagoo.
I ain't doing none of that.
Give me a gabagoo.
I ain't doing none of that.
Well, that's funny because in your music video I'm gonna make for you, you're gonna have to do this.
Gonna be
you're gonna choreograph the gabagoo.
You're gonna be slurping down some Italian sausages.
In this one, DeVito, 17 of 21 for 158 and a touchdown. Did have a couple missed throws too. He almost had a perfect game if he had those couple throws because he also added 71 yards on the ground and he got tackled the inch-yard line.
Yeah, how about Wandell too? Huge
Wandell Robinson, baby. I love Wandell. This is what you saw on tape in Kentucky. He wasn't an elite athlete in the combine or anything like that, but he gets open, man. He makes big plays. The catch he made in double coverage was very impressive.
That was the best game of his career, right? I mean, I'd say so, right?
Well, because he had 6 for 79 through the air, and he also had that carry, so he had 2 for 36. But
Has he ever had over 100 yards in a game?
Yes, his game last year, as he tore the ACL, was his first game over 100 yards. Yeah, that was his first game over 100 yards before he tore the ACL.
Did he score that game?
I don't believe so. I'm not positive.
I know he scored against Baltimore.
Yeah, no, he didn't go for over 100 against Baltimore. I think he went over 100 against Carolina or something.
All right, well, anyway.
But Wandell Robinson, hell of a game. Barkley, hell of a game, 20 for 86 and 2 touchdowns. That fumble was weird, though. I mean, he just fell and the ground caused it. But I will say, on that run, because it takes away from it, that looked like rookie year Barkley. The way he made the linebacker look stupid, that cut was insane, and then he stiff-armed the safety. That was a huge play. Granted, he fumbled, which sucked because it gave the Packers the lead afterwards when they went down, but Barkley looked really good in this one.
And speaking of the Packers, man, I don't understand what happened to Jordan Love. He looked great against the Chiefs the week prior against the defense. It's pretty similar to the Giants. Both loved to blitz a lot, so I don't really know. It wasn't like they were really throwing a different look than he wasn't seen the week prior. So
yeah, he had 218 in this one, a touchdown, and that pick was really bad. That Jason Pinnock jumped. That was a really bad interception.
I know LaFleur was like freaking out because he thought he got like turned around and stuff, but I don't think he would have caught it anyway. It was just a bad throw. I mean,
just bad ball.
This offense will look a lot better when they get Watson and Aaron Jones back, but I don't know, man.
Positive, though, Jaden Reed. He had 8 catches for only 27 yards, but he had 4 carries for 38 and a touchdown.
8 receptions.
8 receptions for 27 yards. But he had 4 for 38 in the ground and a touchdown, which was good to see because Jaden Reed's been really good. I mentioned could be a potential league winner for you. I will say, when I was in those stands, I saw a lot of Rodgers jerseys and not a lot of Love jerseys, and I was talking my shit. Saying, buy a new jersey. Buy a new jersey.
I don't think I would.
He plays for the Jets. A lot of Devontae Adams jerseys. He's been on the Raiders for 2 years.
I mean, in fairness, you can always wear a Rodgers jersey as a Packers fan.
I think you gotta wait.
He won them a Super Bowl, dude.
I know, but I think you gotta wait. He's still in the league.
You think Patriots fans threw out their Brady jerseys when he left?
He's still in the league. Now, I feel better wearing a Brady jersey now that he's retired. But when he was playing for the Bucs, I don't know. I think it's an uncomfortable.
I feel like if you have if he wins you a Super Bowl, like it doesn't matter. Like, he got you the Super Bowl. That's all that matters.
So, like, you were fine with people, like, Rams fans wearing OBJ jerseys?
Well, no. It's like it's more of a quarterback thing. OBJ didn't play for the Rams for, like, 15 years.
Yeah, but he was instrumental in that Super Bowl run.
Yeah, but
he played
for them for half a season. It's a little different.
That is different. I'm saying
actually, but you said not a little different. It's a lot of.
But you said if you want to
having only half a season to buy a jersey too. That means,
I'm just saying. You said if you want a Super Bowl,
franchise quarterbacks. Like I'm not going to blame any.
Okay, so you specified it a little bit more. I was just because your point was if you want a Super Bowl with him, you could wear it. So
I meant like more like the quarterback and also the fact that like they were there for so long.
That's fair. No, that's fair. I mean, he's a Packers legend, so I get it. But
like Phillip Rivers when he left the Chargers and joined the Colts, I'm not going to fault them for wearing Phillip Rivers jerseys.
Yeah, but he also didn't win a Super Bowl.
Yeah,
I would shit on him. I would shit on him. But he plays for the Colts now.
Like Matt Ryan when he left for the Colts. You gonna shit on Falcons fans?
Yes. Get a new jersey. He's not your quarterback. He plays for another team.
But also like they left in like circumstances where it's like we don't want him anymore anyway. But like he did so much for me at the time. I don't know.
I think he busted back out when
like he get Devontae Adams. It's like it just me to the quarterback position and like how impactful it was.
But I was shitting on guys wearing Devontae jerseys. I'm like he's been on the Raiders for 2 years and he's still one of the best receivers in football
because he wasn't there as long. And he also wasn't a quarterback that won him a Super Bowl.
Yeah, I'm just saying. Buy new jerseys.
I'm just telling.
Buy new jerseys. And now Reagan gets to do a music video that I get to choreograph and write.
Reagan, yeah.
I can't wait.
Oh, shit. You want to hop? Can Joe hop in the music video? That was pretty good.
If Joe wants to be in as a background dancer, I'm fine with it.
No, do you hear his voice?
It's always been it for me.
I don't know, man. That voice was good.
Joe, you can be the side vocals if you want, a background dancer.
I'll just be the guy that sings it, but like you think it's Reagan.
Okay,
just, like, lip-sing it.
So I'm just like, it's dubbed.
No, Reagan's singing. That's definitely happening. All right, last game, boys. Last game. A crazy comeback. I didn't watch this one. I was the Giants game, but
I did. And
crazy
this comeback was crazy.
Comeback. Apparently, it's like the
you want me to explain it since I watched?
Yeah, you can explain it. But apparently, it's like the third biggest come from behind win ever, based on a percent chance to win. They had no percent chance to win.
Well, dude, there was 3 minutes left in the game. They're down 14 points. They go and score. They go for 2. They get it. They're down 6. They get the stop quickly, then go down and score again very quickly. Both their touchdowns were insanely quick, and then the defense clutches it up. They win the game.
Shout out Will Levis. 327, a touchdown, and a pick.
Tajay Spears had a huge game.
6 for 89 through the air. He also had 7 carries for 29. Derrick Henry got kind of stuffed in this one, 17 for 34, but he did punch in 2 touchdowns. Yeah. Hopkins, 7, 124, and a touchdown in this one.
And the Dolphins side of things, this offense without Tyreek, I think those Tua tickets for MVP, I think this basically shows, this guy does not deserve to be the MVP.
Tyreek Hill is the MVP of that team.
100%, dude. I know you were at the Giants game, but the offense could not move the ball. And then when Tyreek came back in, they were like, we can move it again.
I took Tyreek over, and I was like, oh, damn, he got hurt. And then all of a sudden, because I have him in fantasy, Sleeper told me he had 2 big catches, in a row.
Yeah.
Which he came back in with the ankle.
His yards definitely didn't hit that.
No. The line was 115. The line was 115. He had 4 for 61. He had 4 for 61 when he played half the game.
Yeah.
Yeah, he played half the game. But granted, this Tennessee secondary is not good. I think Tyreek would have cleared it if he didn't roll that.
As far as Waddle didn't have a big game.
He had 6 for 79 in this one. Yeah. Still a solid game. Mostert 21 for 96.
It's a solid game, but when Tyreek goes out, you'd think he'd do more.
I think a big thing to take away from this game, particularly in fantasy, Mostert's not going anywhere. He had 21 carries to Achane's 7.
Yeah, that's why Mostert got benched last week when they were up big and Achane took all the carries.
Yeah, so I have one of them in 2 different leagues. So I'm still starting both because that offense can hang 40 on anyone. But it's still Mostert's backfield. This one, 2 touchdowns.
And if either is to miss time,
my spot in the playoffs.
If either is to miss time,
not good.
No, it would be good for the other back.
The other,
yeah.
Who's the Salvin Ahmed?
What? No, I'm saying if either of these guys misses time, it's great for the other one.
Oh, they're saying they were both
out. No. Oh, no.
Oh,